The meeting room was quiet, but the tension inside it felt loud enough to shake the walls. The HOA president stood at the front with a confident smile, certain he had the power to dictate every detail. Across the table sat a calm homeowner who had just been told he couldn't repaint his own fence. The president expected submission. Instead, he was about to face something he never saw coming. The man had moved into the neighborhood only a year earlier. He kept mostly to himself, paid his dues on time, yet every small request he made, installing a security camera, planting a tree, repainting shutters, was met with resistance. The HOA president seemed to enjoy the control. Letters arrived with warnings. Fines appeared without clear explanation. Conversations felt less like discussions and more like commands. Neighbors whispered about it. Some believed the president was strict but fair. Others quietly felt uneasy. The homeowner remained polite through it all. He attended meetings. He listened carefully. He asked questions without raising his voice. But beneath his calm expression, something was shifting. One evening, after another heated exchange, the president declared that if he didn't like the rules, he could move elsewhere. The comment lingered in the air. A few people shifted in their seats. The homeowner simply nodded, saying nothing in return. That night, he walked through his property slowly. He looked at the boundaries marked by simple wooden stakes. He thought about the time he had spent saving, planning, and building his future. He wasn't angry, he was thoughtful, and in that quiet moment, a decision began to form. Over the next few weeks, nothing seemed different. He continued living as usual. He watered his lawn. He greeted neighbors. He smiled during meetings. The HOA president remained confident, even dismissive. He believed his authority was unquestionable. Then came the announcement. At the next HOA meeting, the homeowner stood up calmly and requested the floor. The president allowed it with a slight nod, expecting another complaint. Instead, the man placed a folder on the table. Inside were official documents. He had purchased the lot, not just his home, not just his yard, the entire undeveloped section that bordered the neighborhood's shared space, the very land the HOA depended on. The room fell silent. The president blinked, confused. He scanned the papers. The signatures were real. The ownership transfer was legal. Every detail was correct. The homeowner had spent months negotiating, researching zoning laws, and securing approval. He had made the purchase quietly, strategically, and completely within the rules. Before anyone could speak, the homeowner calmly explained that he had no intention of breaking any community agreements. He simply believed that ownership came with responsibility and that respect should go both ways. He reminded the room that while HOA guidelines governed shared areas, private property rights were protected by law. The president tried to regain control of the conversation. He questioned the timing. He raised concerns about motives, but each argument dissolved under the weight of documentation. The lot was no longer available for the HOA to dictate. It belonged to him. For the first time, the president's voice faltered. The power dynamic had shifted. Not through conflict, but through preparation. The homeowner had chosen patience over confrontation. Instead of fighting emotionally, he had studied the rules carefully. Instead of reacting, he had planned. Some neighbors looked impressed, others looked stunned, a few quietly smiled. The atmosphere in the room felt lighter. The president realized that authority built on assumption can collapse when met with knowledge. Yet something unexpected happened next. The homeowner addressed the room again. He explained that his purchase was not meant as retaliation. He wasn't interested in blocking the community. He wanted to collaborate. He proposed allowing shared improvements to the land, provided they were discussed respectfully. His tone was steady, no anger, no superiority, just fairness. In that moment, even the president had to acknowledge the legality. Rules, when properly understood, protect everyone equally. Control without balance can create tension, but ownership combined with respect can restore it. The meeting ended differently than it began. Conversations replaced accusations. Questions replaced demands. The president left quietly, aware that his influence no longer rested on unchecked authority. In the weeks that followed, the neighborhood began operating with a renewed sense of cooperation. The homeowner's actions reminded everyone that knowledge is power, but integrity gives it direction. He continued living peacefully, never using his ownership as a weapon. The president eventually approached him privately. There was no dramatic apology, just a simple conversation. It wasn't about winning or losing anymore. It was about understanding boundaries, both legal and personal. The homeowner had proven something powerful without raising his voice. He demonstrated that when faced with unfair control, the most effective response isn't aggression, it's preparation, patience, and principle, and in doing so, he changed the tone of the entire community. A bold universal truth: power built on respect lasts longer than power built on control. Sometimes the quietest strategy creates the loudest impact. Thank you for watching. If this story made you think differently about strength, fairness, or standing your ground, share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more cinematic stories like this. Your support helps the channel grow, and I can't wait to see you in the next story.